Nigel Field cuts through my neighborhood.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Fearlessly Authentic. I'm your host, Lucky. And I got my trusted little guy. Who is all the love, little Leo. But he's not a Leo, but I'm a Leo. But his name is Leo. And he's got a heart. See that little heart? Such a good boy. And Steve is here for the time being.
Hey!
He's going to be heading out. Whoops, I hit the wrong thing. He's going to be heading out to go get the teenager soon from work, so he won't be here the whole time, but he'll be back. Don't worry. So I have some fun stuff we're going to cover tonight. We have an Etsy boycott that is happening. We're going to talk about some transgender stuff, some censorship, RuPaul, female spaces, and a couple other things. So I hope you guys are ready for this. My guest that I originally had scheduled for tonight, Friday night, is sick, so we're gonna have to reschedule with her. So I threw together a show. So I hope you guys enjoy. I'm gonna pull up the Etsy stuff first, because there is some controversy happening over Etsy with detransitioners. One in particular. So we're going to get into that. And we're going to talk about, why they're boycotting, why boycotting Etsy is trending, and who they're targeting and what they're allowing. And I personally, I have an Etsy. It's not an active store anymore. We personally were going to use Etsy, but the fees are so high, and there's just a continual amount of problems with them. You get more eyes on what you have, but also they take a really good chunk from the people, and they, censor you pretty hard. So, all right. So why is boycott Etsy trending? Detransitioning merchandise controversy explained. So this just came out. So on Thursday, July 27th, hashtag boycott Etsy began trending on Twitter. This happened right after the famous e-commerce website Etsy was accused by many of banning merchandise having slogans supporting detransitioners. And detransitioners refer to people who have halted or reversed their gender transition. So Laura Becker, I actually just watched her in a webinar last night. So she's one of the detransitioners that I'm in communication with. I hope that she will join us for a show at some point. We've been in contact. So we'll see when that happens. We'll let you know. So it all started after a Twitter user with the username Funk God Artist, which is Laura Becker. She shared an email on a platform allegedly received from Etsy. It warned her from further selling merchandise with slogans including "Believe detransitioners," "First do no harm," and "Detrans awareness" on the shirts, on it, and or else she would be banned. So she can't sell that merchandise that supports what she's personally gone through. She is a detransitioner. So the tweet also mentioned how the company banned the user's funky human female. How is funky human female something that's offensive that should be banned. Like, I don't think any of this is stuff that should be banned. So yeah, her funky human female t-shirt last month, the user further accused the e-commerce major of disfavoring free speech, women, and medical trauma survivors, and requested fellow Twitterati to share and boost her post as much as possible. And I shared this tweet right here that does show what happened with her, and it shows she put screenshots up of her emails. So she says, boost, Etsy has fucked with me for the last time after banning my funky human female shirts last month. I've now received notice that my detrans awareness and believe detransitioners first do no harm shirts are removed. This is my final warning before my store. Like, so her store will be taken down if she gets anything else. Like, this isn't Nazi merchandise. This isn't hateful merchandise. This isn't some of the other things that I will show you that they have been selling. Since then, many have joined her cause, and boycott Etsy has been trending on Twitter. And this is another tweet by her. All you need to know about Etsy's detransitioning merchandise controversy. As soon as Funk God Artist's tweet became viral, many users became in support of her as boycott Etsy started trending on a social media platform. On my Etsy censorship situation, I reported the harassment and removal of my listings as discrimination based on gender, identity, and disability. This is the message I sent and response I received from support. I wonder if I click it, will let me do anything? No, I have the actual tweets. We can go through them. So for instance, another user pointed out the e-commerce website sold anti-TERF, which is trans exclusionary radical feminist merchandise, meaning it favors people who object to the inclusion of transgender people in women's spaces, and was allegedly inciting violence against the trans community. So I get called a TERF a lot because I want female spaces. Yeah. So whatever. I don't care. They can call me that if they want. Like, it doesn't matter to me at this point. So someone else put up another tweet. It's KOSTA_MIRA. That is their tag there. Etsy reckons the t-shirt below is okay, but not shirts supporting detransitioners or women. So this says TERF eradicating radical feminists, and you can see what it depicts right there. You know, what are we gonna do? There's only one left, so you know they've sold out of them. So that one's fine on Etsy. Apparently, according to them, that is fine. They have baseball bats up with the trans colors on it. You know, they sell all kinds of things. If you're pro-trans, then it's fine. If you're just like, hey, support the detransitioners, then it's not fine, according to them. So they also shared images of merchandise being sold on the site, such as t-shirts carrying slogans, including respect pronouns or I will identify as a problem, no TERFs on our turf, on your turf, and TERF puncher. So those ones were fine. Here is Serena Patrick, a Billy Bragg tweet. Yo, Etsy, why are you encouraging violence against non-compliant women? I guess you've a head office full of sad little misogynistics and skirts crying into their fraps because they'll never be female. Not enough to target women. You have to silence the transition voices. Yeah. It's really messed up. You know, like, are we for freedom of speech or what? I mean, apparently Etsy's not. It only goes one way. Another user, Jennifer Ginrich, whose post has a limited viewership, took to Twitter to remind everyone that this is not the first time e-commerce giant is doing something like this. In fact, she mentioned how the brand sells products that allegedly advocate violence against feminists, but bans any item that reads adult human female and tags it as hate speech. Well, agreeing with the latest trend, she also said in her post about how the e-commerce website hates women. I mean, that's what it feels like. So this Red Femme wrote, I chose to hashtag boycott Etsy when they removed an item in my shop while allowing weaponry themed anti-women merch that encourage violent acts towards women who don't agree with certain political ideology. I was a repeat star seller at the time, making decent profits. Fuck Etsy. And her, oh gosh, it's really hard to read it. I wonder if I won't let me highlight it. It's Rad Femme Hellcat, I think is what it says. So it's Hellcat the Hater, number 23040. And that is their handle. I'll be able to link you to the article if you want to check this out yourself. I'll put it in the description after the show. Increasingly, there are others who were in praise of the e-commerce site and its dedication to ban detransitioning merchandise, and said that even though there were reasons to boycott Etsy, this wasn't one of them. Of course not. When it suits your narrative, it's fine, right? That seems to be the way that everybody goes with this. When it's censoring somebody that you don't like, that people cheer it on, and when it's against somebody that you do like, then it's bad. See, for me, I'm like, no, I think everybody should have the same freedom of speech. There is speech that is protected under the law, and adult human female shouldn't be controversial, and it shouldn't be hate speech. Like, really? Up until 5 minutes ago, it was fine. Not really, literally 5 minutes ago. So this is Pride with Collide, a celebration collection. There are plenty of reasons to boycott Etsy, but their stance against anti-LGBTQ bullshit isn't one of them. Folks like this are on the wrong side of history. Why does anyone being themselves bother anyone else? Mind your own fucking business. Trans rights are human rights. The same slogans are repeated over and over again. No, I'm sorry. Pride with Collide. You are on the wrong side of history. You're absolutely on the wrong side of history. I'm part of the LGBT community. You're on the wrong side of this. You don't speak for us. Etsy is an American e-commerce website operating since 2005 and enables local sellers to sell mass manufactured items, mostly focused on handmade, vintage, and craft supplies. The platform promotes sales of a wide range of items from clothing to jewelry to bags, toys, home decor, among others. Over the past few months, trans rights have faced severe backlash with not just the current controversy, but with the beer brand Bud Light was boycotting for featuring trans TikTok influencer Dylan Mulvaney in the campaign in April. So that was the article. It's not like super long or anything, but I'll link it up there for I'll link it in the description if you want to check it out further. If you want to support Laura, I know that her store is still up right now. As far as I know at this time. But she is going to be launching her own website, so that you will be able to get the detransitioner merchandise. And I hope that you will support these detransitioners as they are going through a lot right now. We decided to not go on to Etsy because of, the fees, the way that I've seen them like handle other things in the past, and just all around, it's not how it started. It started out as being something where if you were an artist and you could sell your stuff on there, but they've really they sell things that are not just like it used to be handmade, vintage, or items to recreate things like supplies. But now they let commercial selling on there. They say the fees that they take are outrageous. I don't even know what they're up to right now. It really puts artists in a really hard place. And then these kind of bans happen because they're acting a fool. And then everybody that's an independent business owner that's on there is being affected by this same ban because they're affecting everybody else. So that's why I'm grateful that we have our stuff over on the luckyburritoart.com. And this kind of thing does affect us as well. By me speaking out the way that I do and being truthful and honest and, really digging into women's issues and protecting children, I receive backlash for that too, from both sides. We'll get into that in a minute. So I have here, let me see which one I'm pulling up. Make sure we're signed in over here. All right, let me see if I can make this bigger. So boycotting Etsy is trending, and here's some of the merch that they allow. Let me add this to the screen. So they have, they have trampled turfs, art prints, and all this different stuff. RAP turfs, the earrings, the cross embroidery stitch, stab your local turf, fight turfs, yeet a turf, turf puncher. So all of this is sold on Etsy as well, so if you're a turf hater, then, they got the merch for you. They sell it right there for you. That's perfectly fine. They think this is fine. But supporting somebody who is no longer identifies as transgender and that has detransitioned, that person can't sell something that just says they're an adult funky female. This is a one-way street. So please, I hate saying like to ban Etsy because I am, I do have a small, art. I sell my stuff that I make. And, it's heartbreaking to say, yeah, ban Etsy, because I know it's a bunch of people with small businesses with not a lot of alternative. I mean, it puts everybody in a really hard place. It puts all the small business owners in a hard place. It puts everybody that they're affecting in a hard place. Like, but they shouldn't be able to do this. So I'm going to pull up some images that are from Laura Becker. And if you want to follow her on Twitter, it's Funk God Artist. And these are her funky lizard shirts, which is an iconic symbol of D-trans awareness for the last 2 years. We love the funky lizard, and they removed it and the pin. They said it was hateful. So I'm going to show you them. So a lot of the people, the detransitioners, they put the little lizard in their bio on Twitter. And here's one of them. I mean, it's super adorable. That doesn't look like a hateful thing to me. Does that look like hate to you? Hey, Lady Alex. And we got Snow Leopard in the house. Lady Alex, I got a package today, and I'm gonna do a reveal after all this because we're talking about artists tonight. Oh, thank you, Yepex. I appreciate you. And everybody should know that it's Miss Angela's birthday. Happy birthday, my dear. I hope you're having a wonderful day. Thank you for sending me pictures earlier. Please send our love to everybody. I don't know why this is like jumping around. I meant to put your name up there, Angela. And it's also Devin. If Devin is listening, it's also Devin's birthday as well today. You guys are birthday twins, which is amazing because you're two of the kindest people that I think that I know. You guys are very sweet and funny, and you make me laugh when the world's going crazy. And I'm over here telling Steve, this is insane. And he's like, oh my God, Lucky, you've said that like 100 times. And I'm like, I'm sorry, but it is insane. The thing's jumping. Yeah, look at all those happy birthday wishes. Come tell Angela happy birthday. Was that a happy birthday lick? So yeah, these are the shirts that are they're calling they're hateful, apparently. I think they're super cute. I totally want to rock one. Of course, I'd have to, like cut it around the neck or whatever, because I do that with like every shirt. Well, most of them. And I think that one's super cute as well. Steve is not here right now, guys. So he's in the chat. And he's saying that luckyburritoart.com, her prices are insane. Insane in the membrane. All right. Anyway. So those are a couple of her things that are hateful, apparently. According to Etsy, those are hateful. You can't have those. Let me see if this one is the right one. I don't know if I clicked on the right link or if I clicked on the same link. We'll see what happens. No, I clicked on the same link. The links are small. Did I click on the right one this time? Okay, here we go. So this is one of Laura's tweets, and she's saying, "Remember a death before a transition? This is available on Etsy, and this is fine for them to sell." Let me add it to the screen, and then you'll be able to see it too. So this is one of the shirts that they sell that says "Death Before Transition." So that's fine to sell, but you can't have a detrans awareness hat. Like, this is considered hateful. This is considered hate speech, and they are censoring her from trying to bring awareness that there are detransitioners and that their voices matter. Yeah, the code for the shop is #lucky. If for my shop right now, I should put that banner up there or something. Let me see. Let me click it. Where is it? There's ways you can support us. We appreciate all the support we get, whether it's just watching, liking, sharing, all of that, interacting with the channel in any way. It's all helpful. Sharing is free. At least for now, they let us do it for free, right? So we have some more stuff that is from the Etsy stuff. So, this is another tweet from Laura. It says, "Why is Etsy banned these items in my store for hate? I'm disabled, part-time artist trying to get by. They clearly don't care about small business, only elite, P star DO businesses. Trying to keep it like, where I won't get a ding for saying certain words. You'll be able to see it in a second. Let me pull this up and show you. So yeah, these are her pins, detrans awareness ones, and the little lizard, and there's a shirt. And there's nothing hateful that I'm seeing about this. Like, it says believe detransitioners first do no harm. First do no harm. My apparently my mouth and my brain are not connecting right now, but yes, this is a very simple message. There's nothing hateful about this. It's absolutely insane and ridiculous to me that they're doing this to somebody that's just trying to spread awareness about something that they've personally gone through. And then I have another spot here. I'm going to pull it up where she shows the emails that went back and forth between them. So let me make sure that I add it. No, I have to add it to the screen. Let me see if I can. All right. So Laura says, Etsy has fucked me for the last time. After banning my funky human female shirts last month, I've now received notice that my detrans awareness and believe detransitioners first do no harm shirts are removed. This is my final warning before my store will be permanently banned. It's time to boycott Etsy. They do not support free speech, women, or medical trauma survivors. I'm not taking it. Share and boost. It's war now, and this is what got this trending, and this is why it is important to have social media, because this is our public square, and everybody should have access to it that wants it. They shouldn't be restricting it to anybody that wants it, as long as it's age appropriate. Obviously, if you're under 18, then it's really up to your guardians to decide. But yeah, Chad so nicely reached out, and from the Etsy's content moderation team, our records indicate that you've been previously contacted about prohibitive items in your store. Funk God. I'm reaching out to let you know that we have removed additional listings from your account in accordance with our prohibitive items policy, and it tells you right there that it's the detrans awareness baseball hat, believe detransitioner rally t-shirt for medical ethics, unisex graphic t-shirt. So they're just outright censorship. And then they also told her that this is her final warning, and that and we should continue to find items in your shop that violate these policies. Your account privileges will be permanently suspended. This applies to all of our current Etsy accounts and any accounts that you may open in the future. It's not easy to get people to actually go to your small business to support you. I know this because it's something that I'm doing all the time. I'm always trying to bring awareness that we have the store without being overbearing, and let people know that things are available. And this is bullshit. They definitely do not make it easy to do. And there was some more updates to that situation. She reported the harassment and the removal of the listings as discrimination based on gender identity and disability. And I can pull up the message that shows how they responded to that. It's absolutely ridiculous, the harassment that the detransitioners go through. All right, let me add that to the screen. So it says, hello, Laura. This is Alistair from Etsy's Trust and Safety Specialist. I'm sorry to hear about the communication you've received from Clammy Sammy. We expect our members to communicate respectfully and want to know whenever that hasn't happened. I've taken action to prevent Clammy Sammy from contacting you. So I believe this is from a person that was harassing Laura. Let me make sure. Okay, yes. So she reported this for the harassment and removal of listings as discrimination based on gender identity disability. This is the message that she sent in response. Okay. So Laura said, hello, I'm recently received hate messages on Etsy based on my gender identity and disability status. A day later, several of my Etsy listings were deactivated. It seems clear that this hateful person has mass reported my listings and flagged them as violating Etsy conduct, which none of them did. I requested this case be looked into as targeted harassment against me and my small business. It is unfair that my listings be taken down and my account given a strike when my listings were reported out of hate and harassment, not violation of any code of conduct as a seller. I have attached the messages. So here's one of the messages that she received. Detransitioners are misguided fools. It's their fault they ruin their bodies. Trans people have nothing to do with them. Be better, Nazi scum. This is what is said to detransitioners all the time. This is one of the more polite messages that I've seen. And this person also said, don't show them evil lest you become it. If you're detransitioning, that's valid, but don't blame doctors for your foolish choices. You are making the world a bitter place by producing bigoted merchandise. Find peace. This isn't helpful to a detransitioner. This isn't helpful to somebody that's gone through this kind of medical trauma. This is not how we support one another. And this is how you know it's a cult that they're in. When you detect, like when you like leave it, you leave the trans ideology. This is how they treat you. So she got back to them. Thank you for your response. I'm still wondering why several of my listings have been removed following the hate messages. I see that per policy, Etsy will not restore deactivated listings, but I am still not clear why my listings were removed as they do not violate any rules. Can you please explain exactly what rules my designs broke and why my listings with funky human female and 100% groovy 100% woman designs were removed? I didn't see how those female empowerment designs violate the rules. Thank you, Laura. I mean, really? Something that says 100% groovy 100% woman? That's not hateful. It might shatter the the illusion to somebody else that's that is attempting to cosmetically alter themselves to be the opposite gender. It might feel hateful to them, but it doesn't mean it is. It doesn't. And she has every right to make that merchandise and to have it. Steve, you're back. What do you think about all this? Well, how do I turn it on? Can you guys hear him? Good.
1, 2, hello. Hello, can you hear me now? Is it working?
I don't know.
Did you push up the thing to the thing?
I push it up, but I don't see it.
All right, let's see. Okay, this is the thing right here. This is that the one? No, this is the one. That's the one. I think. Let me make sure. Is it making lights?
Do it. Yeah.
Okay.
Are you going to talk?
I'm going to talk. I'm going to say stuff. Can people hear me now?
Can you guys hear Steve?
Hello.
I'm behind in it. Like this chat comes through here.
Hello, chat room. Can you hear me? This is your conscience speaking. Barely.
Well, there's a delay, so
There is a slight delay. You know, if you're watching on the YouTube, it's different than if you're doing it.
Yepex said, "Gasp! It's Steve."
You can turn mine up a smidgen. Make sure we're all. Hello. Do you see the lights flickering now that I'm talking over here?
No,
No.
no, is it the wrong one?
Wait a minute. I'll tell you why.
That wasn't on before. The light wasn't on before.
I didn't turn it on before. It doesn't have to be on, but I wanted to turn up the gain a little bit. See if that helps.
All right.
I think it's probably fine now. Hello.
Yeah, now I see it lighting up.
It's higher now.
Can you guys hear him?
Is everybody high now? Can you hear my voice? Is everybody high within the sound of my voice? What was the question?
What do you think about them attacking Laura's business and her Etsy?
Weak sauce, man. Weak sauce, bro. Why you want to harsh on somebody who already like got harshed on and had to do all this horrible stuff, and she's just trying to bring awareness to the fact
that's the way it is for her, and all you have to have all these other people gang up on her and be like, no, you can't say that because we hate people who say that.
Well, what she's saying isn't even hurtful. It's not hate speech in any way. So I'm going to show you guys what happens even to us when I speak up.
Can you hear me now?
And this won't make me shut up. It's not going to happen.
If I go over here, can you hear me now? Wait, I'm going to stay right here. How about now? All right.
Okay.
Hey, I know those people.
So I spoke up and said how, a man is a man, and a man is not a woman. So this person decided to go and take a screenshot of our fundraiser that we have on our Give, Send, Go, our Burrito Aid one. And he said, I just reported your GiveSendGo.com Burrito Aid page for terms of service and community violations. Have a nice day, bigot. So this is the kind of thing that happens to people who speak up.
Real nice.
So this person does not like that I called a man, so they went and reported my fundraiser. I've had my small business attacked for speaking up as well. I won't let these delusional bullies win. And more people shared this because of that. So I get, they target anybody who's speaking up and telling the truth.
Absolutely. Copy that. 10-4, good buddy. What's that? Someone said something that I don't agree with. Report them immediately. What? They're trying to live and stuff and struggling. So, yes, they must be punished. Let's punish them now. And please legitimize my plight.
And the thing is that I don't even really share our Give, Send, Go very often. We don't like to ask other people to help us with money and mutual aid. I try to direct people to our store where they can buy something because we really appreciate that. I'd rather be selling my things and earning the money than asking for mutual aid. But if someone wants to give mutual aid support or tip the show, for the work that we do, I'm not going to turn it away. I appreciate it. It costs a lot to to put this show on and to pay all the things. And that's why it's any amount of support that we get, we're so absolutely grateful for. And this kind of shit happens all the time. I post stuff online about my business stuff. I mean, I could just shut up and, just promote that and stop doing a podcast and not talk about things and let these cancel culture vultures and this censorship win. But I'm thick-headed, and so I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to I'm going to hopefully get the support that we need from the people that do believe in what we're saying. And that's what I'm going to build upon. I'm not going to silence myself because someone else wants me to shut up. I've never done that my entire life. I've always stood up against that. I'm not going to start bowing down now. And then I get it from the other end. And I'll show you what I mean by that. Because, it doesn't matter. I get it from the liberals and the left pushing trans ideology on kids. And then I get it from the conservatives too. So don't think I'm a conservative, suddenly. I'm nonpartisan with this bullshit. I'm nonpartisan. I'm not. I don't talk about what I talk about because it's politically correct or it's a political side. I talk about what I care about. And
How dare you?
I know. So I spoke up.
Punisher.
I spoke up about, how I did not want the pride flag in schools. And then so this conservative crusader comes in to tell me that they're glad. I'm glad you feel that way, but the time to speak up was 6 years ago, not now when the tees and the drag queens are making the rest of you look like groomers. So, so I speak up again. I speak up. I get attacked by the trans rights activists. They go after my business. They go after my fundraiser. They try to mass report you. They've told me that hi hate watchers, because I know you're out there. The hate watchers like to come along and try to cancel and report, but I'm not doing anything that's wrong. I'm not doing anything that's cancelable.
You must be canceled. You do not agree.
Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous. Like, how dare I have a difference of opinion? Okay, Steve.
I turned into lemon head for a second there, and I'm very sorry for that.
Did you guys catch that?
I don't know if my mic is actually functioning the way that it's supposed to. I can't really get a good reading on the chat. They're kind of vague and innocuous.
Okay, so at the same time when I'm speaking up, I get told I should have done it 6 years ago. This person doesn't know me or my struggles. I have been standing up. When Skyla was in school, there wasn't these pride flags everywhere. That's just not what was happening. No, you're
trying to stop me. You put up your hand like I'm a fucking child. Like, no, Timmy. Just stop right there, Stevie. You cannot.
I put my hand up like this, like no, don't stop encroaching on my stop.
Talk to the head.
Stop. This is
okay. You got to turn it. You got to do something. There's a problem. There's some kind of problem happening here. I don't know what it is or why it is.
It's probably the wrong freaking thing.
Maybe it's the wrong slider. Let's try that.
Let's see. If I tap on it, will it work?
Is it gonna work?
Does it work?
No.
Okay. Put the other one back up where that was.
What about this one?
No, that's not it.
Okay. What's gonna happen is this is on. That's why.
Oh my god, I have no idea.
Oh yeah, we got a signal now.
So when I thought he was talking over me, he wasn't.
Thank you for your patience, everyone. We've fixed the problem. You should be able to hear the dulcet tones of your Stever now. Now, Lucky must be punished.
All right. Yeah, I'll be punished. I won all kinds of goodies today, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I won. I found out that, I got confirmation that I won a Matrix Genetics chocolate mushroom bar. So I got that. I won from 420. What is their name on Twitter, Steve?
420 what? I don't know. I can't.
From these other guys is 420 Buds, I think is what they're called.
Buds.
I won what?
Fast Buds.
Fast Buds.
Fast Buds.
So I won a hoodie from them, socks, a jar, and I think it's stickers and seats. So I won that. And then I won from somebody else again today. I won papers and stickers and a keychain. I think you did too.
Yeah, papers and a keychain.
And
and if that weren't enough, she woke up in the morning. There was a box waiting for her.
I woke up to a very special package.
Birthday gifts. Birthday gifts. Did somebody name what? Lucy? What was that?
So awesome. Thank you so much, Lady Alex.
That's a really pretty embossed card too with the
I know, I love it. I'm gonna save it.
It's puffy. It's got the puffy
so I'm gonna show you guys what I got from Lady Alex.
I think this is probably my favorite piece that I've seen. You got to move it over a little. There you go. Perfect. Ooh, that looks lovely. Yeah. Yeah, your mom's like a spokesmodel for peacocks. You got to wave your hand below it, you know, like it's beautiful. Look at the beautiful peacock. You know, it's fucking incredible looking.
Yeah, you probably can't see all the shimmer.
Yeah, it doesn't do it justice on the camera, but it's gorgeous. It's a nice cock. Yeah, you could say that. It's a pretty cock, in fact.
Now this piece right here, the earth gives birth to peace.
Hell yeah.
This one reminds me of something that I would make. Do you see those pretty birds up in the corner?
Thing's incredible. Incredibles. Really pretty. Meow. Boyds. Flowery boyds with the purples and the paisley. Very pretty.
It's so cool. This is totally like the kind of art that I would make.
It's so fucking pretty. We appreciate you guys so much. Thank you.
And then there's one more thing. Can you guys hear it?
Oh my god, this thing is freaking killer.
This is amazing.
I don't know how you hold that in front of the camera. It's like an undertaking. It sounds incredible. It just has the most chimey sounds, and it's beautiful boys. Morning doves. It's like you're like doing magic or something. You got these chimes. You just get really spun and just hold that up and make that sound. Peace on earth, exactly. That's really pretty.
It's so oh my gosh. It's so beautiful. And it's really special to me because I have other pieces that are from Lady Alex's mom, who's passed away. And, so like I will absolutely cherish these. And I have an angel that's from her as well. And we have paintings. And my grandmother that I didn't really get to know, my dad's mom, my grandma Dot, she used to paint these ceramics as well. And so I have I'll have to pull it out because it's like packed away. I don't keep it out because it's so precious to me and because it's a holiday thing. But I have a Santa sleeping in a bed that's actually a candy dish. So the top half of Santa sleeping in the bed like lifts up off of there. And I had it my whole childhood growing up. I loved this thing. And I didn't know who had made it. And I found out later on that it was made by my grandmother on my dad's side of the family. And my mom ended up letting me have it, as it should be in my hands, considering it's my grandmother. But yeah, I was absolutely amazed to have that. And it's just something I cherish. I'm going to find a really awesome spot for all this to hang up. I have wind chimes throughout my apartment and outside. These won't go outside or anything. I'm either going to hang them like either in the bedroom or in the bathroom window. But I have wind chimes everywhere. I absolutely love wind chimes. I love dangly things. I have them of all sorts. So this is like just something that I will absolutely treasure. I know how much work goes into these kind of pieces, and them being something that were Alex's mother's. I'm freaking sentimental as hell. Like, if you can't tell, I'm really sentimental with stuff. And so I'm just,
Snowy sent you a super chat,
I feel like
by the way.
so grateful for this. I just feel like what a great day. Like, I feel really special.
You are special.
Oh, thank you, Snowy. Yeah, we're trying to save up for a computer right now. This computer that I'm using is an older computer, but it works. This isn't mine though. This is Steve's. The one that I use is from 2010, and I got the blue screen of death. Was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday, and it took like 5 hours for it to start back up. And it started up just in time for me to watch the webinar that I had that was about the detransitioners. So I was able to see that. But yeah. I just need something that's functioning, and so that I can do some editing and stuff like that. So I'm going to put this towards that. Thank you so much. Once YouTube decides to send us over our super chats. Because
It could happen eventually.
I gotta contact them.
Yep. Yeah, we're literally there's a buy me a coffee thing of whatchamacallit link. Let me see if I can find it.
For what?
To the computer fund, like
well, everything's
like
scrolling
people,
on the bottom too right
yeah.
now. You
True.
know, so yeah, there's a computer fund. Give Send Go, it's Burrito Aid.
Burrito Aid. That's what I was trying to think of. I couldn't think of the damn.
Is it not listed on this thing down here?
I don't know which ones are listed, but
it's in our description of the show.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Yep.
But our store is another way to help us out. If there's something on the store that you would like, and it's 20% off if you use #lucky at checkout through August 1st, because we did it for my birthday. So I figured, we'll do a 20% off thing and try to, get some sales. But yeah, I just wanted to say, like, I really appreciate you guys. Like, it was so special to like to get something, so sentimental.
Hell yeah. Really, really nice. We love you guys.
And I love having like art from, like that's sentimental. Like, I have friends of mine's art up in the apartment and stuff too.
Yeah, that's telling of something. I don't know what it is, X, but I don't think you're wrong. And that's not the first time. There's lots of
I actually asked them. I actually asked before I was blocked by all the people of RBN, except for JB. He hasn't blocked me yet. Or he hasn't unfollowed me, but everyone else has. I actually asked them to help me promote my mutual aid that I had, and I never got a response back from them. Yeah. Any of them. None of them retweeted it for me. They didn't share it. But yeah.
It happens. You can't be friends with everybody.
Well, I mean, if you say you promote mutual aid, then I would think that you would promote mutual aid.
One would think. One would assume such. But yet here we are. Still trying to get a computer. But eventually, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah, if we get payout from the services that we provide.
Yeah, if YouTube paid you out, and Rumble actually did.
YouTube and Rumble, and
it might actually amount to half a computer.
It might, yeah, because I'm not trying to get a brand new Macintosh or something. I'm trying to get a refurbished computer, a refurbished laptop. That's all I'm trying to get. I'm not trying to be all fancy. Yeah, I literally want a 2015 computer.
Like
like
less than $500 kind of computer.
Yeah,
Okay.
less than $500, but it's refurbished and it comes from
They work really good.
backmarket.com. It's out in California.
Yep, YouTube has basically pulled up the ladder. If you don't have 500 subscribers right now, you don't have access to anything. If you don't have 1,000 subscribers, you have access to even nothing. You're just like, that's it. If
Wait,
you're
they
stuck in between there.
They didn't cut your show or anything, right?
No. I don't think so. But he's just saying, like, at the network that was kind of there to make money is kind of just going away.
Yeah, just because somebody has ads on their show or anything like that, like it doesn't mean that they're actually getting that revenue.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's
Lucky's
just
current Mac is a potato with wires.
No, I mean, like it was a gift. It was a gift for me to even have the computer that I do have, that I do, like, you know, the research and everything on.
Hell yeah.
And I put a lot of time into researching things to verify as much as I possibly can when I'm doing a show and I'm covering stuff and like seeking out interesting guests to bring on the show. I put a lot of, I mean, like a lot of effort and work into it. Like I really, really do. So when I get something like, you know, through, you know, Cash App or Venmo or something that, you know, like it's always just, it's a nice surprise. I don't expect it, but I appreciate it. All right. I think this is the right thread. So I came across this person that is a transgender person themselves, and they made some really good points that I felt like, wow, I should definitely address this, because I think that they made some good points, and because it's coming from somebody that is transgender, or I'm not sure if they're transgender or transsexual, but they you know, they are a trans woman, it says on their profile. So, but they're just very honest about it, and you know, not a lot of people are really honest to this level about this. So I feel like this is something that needs to be showcased. And if you are on Twitter, please follow them if you like what they're saying. So their screen name is, I hope it's not offensive. I don't know that it is, but it's OOGABOOGA. Ooga Booga.
Ooga Booga.
So they said, okay, this might sound crazy, but I'm gonna say it.
Or hi, my name is Bob.
Saying trans women are women is transphobic. Hear me out. That caught my attention completely. I'm like, whoa, really? And this is from somebody who is a trans woman. Like, no, it erases their identity, and they're going to get into why. So when you say that trans women are women, the implication that comes with that is saying that trans women are identical to biological women. Either that, or the difference between trans women and biological women is so small and insignificant that it can be overlooked. So that's, if you say that trans women are women, that's what you're saying, that there is minimal biological differences between us. And that, I mean, I know that that's not true. I have fully examined both sexes, okay? And there's definitely differences. So then their next thread here says, the whole point of being trans is acknowledging that you weren't born as what you want to be. It is the act of acknowledging that you're not what you want to be, and then doing everything in your power within your capabilities to try to emulate what you want to be. And there's nothing, I don't have any problem with an adult doing that. Adults want to do that? That's fine. The whole point is acknowledging that you're not what you want to be, and you're trying to cope with that by emulating what you want to be. Hence the process of transitioning. Hence being trans. I hope you're following along, because this is worded so well. And then they go on to say, if trans women are already women, what's the point of transitioning then? What's the point of calling them trans at all? Why would you make it a distinction of trans women in the first place if they're already women? It made complete sense what they were saying here. Oh, I should be liking this as I go, so I know. So by saying that trans women are women, you're erasing the trans part of them. You're overlooking that they're trans by just saying that they're women, which then means they wouldn't have to transition at all since they're already women. Do you see the contradiction there? Yeah. So by saying that trans women are women, you're erasing the trans part of them. You're overlooking that they're trans by just saying that they're women, which means they wouldn't have to transition at all since they're already women. Like, women don't need to transition to be women because we are women, right? So, like, if you're saying that trans women are women, then you're erasing the trans part. You are erasing trans people. So they go on to say, if trans women are women, then there's no need to celebrate them being trans at all because they're just women then. It shouldn't be trans pride or trans joy. It should just be women's pride and women's joy. But you'll never hear them call it that. It's true. The trans part does give a differentiate. It does differentiate between the two. And I think that that's important. So you'll always hear them highlight the fact that they're trans, and you'll always hear them celebrate it from the angle of being trans. But that directly clashes with their narrative, and trans women are women. You see that clash there? I see that clash. If trans women are already women, then there's no need to call them trans at all. There's no need for them to transition. There's no need for them to be lumped in with trans people for any reason. I mean, they're just making way too much sense here. Like, what is happening? The implication that comes with saying that trans women are women is that trans women are identical to biological women. And there are some people out there who do genuinely believe that. So then what's the point of calling them trans if they're already the same? And then they go on to say the fact that they celebrate trans pride and trans joy automatically indicates that they understand that trans women are different than biological women. But yet they go around parroting the phrase over and over again and kind of contradictory to the narrative. They're all about celebrating trans people, but then they go and say that trans people are identical to their desired counterparts. So then that defeats the purpose of referring to them as trans at all. And in turn, that defeats the purpose of celebrating trans people at all. Yeah, if there's no trans people, then what do you celebrate? It doesn't make any sense. So by saying that trans women are women, you're kind of indirectly overlooking the fact that they're trans and ignoring their transition and basically saying that they don't exist, which can be interpreted as being incredibly transphobic. I think that they word this so well. It outlines exactly how it does. I mean, if you're saying that trans women are women and you're repeating that mantra over and over again, then you are erasing trans people. You're erasing transsexuals. I'm going to have you follow them, Steve, because I need more followers. So what do you think of that, Steve?
I think The article made a lot of sense.
That wasn't an article.
The tweet,
Yes.
the words you were reading
Yes.
seem to have some coherence to them. I think that person might be onto something.
I think they're onto some truth here.
And Lady Alex said, I don't want to celebrate anybody. And I said, I want to celebrate Lady Alex. And like, you know, all the people that I like, that I dig. And she said, okay, I can dig that.
Well, I don't want to erase anybody, you know, like at the same time,
No.
you know, we have trans people that are in our life,
Acknowledge
but we're
you.
very honest about biology and the existence of it. Like,
yes, Snowy. Yes. The answer is yes. That's all you have to know. I think the funniest thing that has happened in this chat room, at least during this show, has been the juxtaposition of me talking about tube amps, solid state amps, and trans stuff and women, and all of that gets really conflated super easy because you have tubes and amps, you have tubes and women that are actual women, and like, you know, there's all these different points of and solid state, and transistors is very close to transitioning. There's a lot of similar syntax, if you will. Thank you very much. Good night.
oh my gosh. So
Yeah, I heard Venus was in Gatorade or whatever right now. Right?
Yeah.
Is that right?
retrograde.
Backwards Gatorade, something Angela told me. She knows her stuff.
Angela knows about the Gatorade.
She knows about the Gatorade and the moon and the stars and stuff. So I take her word for it.
So I came across this little gem. Kelly Cadigan.
Speaking of little gems.
Kelly Cadigan is a trans woman who likes to stir the pot and say hateful things and get people going. And so,
What's not fun about that?
I mean, she doesn't,
She's good at it.
Kelly doesn't get as much interaction when they're not doing this. So they said there's a reason the TERFs only focus on botched plastic surgery procedures and unpassable trans women. The idea of a trans person being more desirable than them destroys the BS narrative that they've created in their mind to cope. I'm not coping. Just saying. I am who I am. I know who I am. I don't question that. I you know, I'm not coping with anything. But this person replies that my goal in life is to seduce their husbands and leave my earrings in their jewelry box. So this kind of divisive, like, you know, this is very divisive rhetoric. This is just going to make people upset. All of it, of what they're saying. So I wanted to get, you know, any guy's opinion. Are you guys, you know, gonna be? Is anyone worried about their husbands? I'm not. I'm not worried about this. But this is the kind of thing that, you know, is toxic that can be really toxic on Twitter. Is people doing stuff like this.
Yeah.
And it happens a lot from certain people. Kelly has made quite a following on TikTok. And so, you know, they'll come after you. If you say anything in reference to the fact that Kelly was born a male and that's it, then, you know, you get backlash and hate. Well, no, you don't have a husband. I don't think you do. Yep. But, you know, the trans and the TRAs, I guess, are coming after women's husbands. They think that they're going to do that, and they're going to, you know, their goal is to leave the earrings in the jewelry box. I think that this just reveals that it's a fetish. I think that that's what this reveals. It reveals that it's a fetish. It's a dominance. It's not really just about like blending into society. And this is an example of the difference between a transsexual person and a transgender person. The transsexual people that I know, that I've always known, the people that I actually have a transsexual coming up on the show. As you know, I've had Buck in, you might not know, I had Buck Angel. He's come on the show, and I try to be respectful of everybody's pronouns that they present, that they want to be used. I don't purposefully like go after people and attack them and try to say like, oh, I'm not going to use yours. If you're being hateful and nasty and stuff like that, I might not be as respectful with you. And that's just how I work. If you're respectful, I'll be respectful back. You acting like this? No. You're not going to get that respect from me. There's a lot of stuff that happens within these communities that the majority of people don't even realize is happening. Yes. Oh, Snow. Kelly Gadigan loves to troll and loves to, like, put stuff up there about TERFs and everything else. The thing is that TERF was made up by the trans rights activists. They labeled women as that. They labeled the women that don't want to have males in their spaces TERFs. And they made it a hurtful thing. And then some women have embraced it. So some women are like, no, whatever, you want to call me that, I'm taking it then. And they embrace the term TERF for that reason. Oh man, I have to warn you guys. I have a video clip to share. I'm not going to play it with sound. But no, not that one. Where is it? Did I open it? Not that window. Let me find the window I'm looking for. What? I know, I'm giving out a warning. I don't know if any of you guys watch the RuPaul drag show, but there's a little clip that came out about it.
Snowy misunderstood. He thought me and RuPaul were gonna drag race.
Oh.
In the car.
Oh, that's what you thought? Why are you reaching in front of me?
Because I'm grabbing my little raspberry thing here.
Okay. I'm going to bring this up on the screen. We'll just let this play. And I would like to know what you guys think of it. I have a pretty established opinion about this. Let me make sure. Okay. It's only 25 seconds, so I might let it play a couple times so you guys can see this. Oh, man. I don't even know. So this is a drag show. This is on television.
On television. Mainstream TV.
Mainstream TV. Yeah. Cool. So, yeah, let's just play this. So they're pulling ice cream out of their hair.
Cool.
Banana out of their behind.
Oh, who doesn't love a little butt banana?
And then
a little butt banana, anyone?
Yep. They did the whipped cream from the nipples.
And
they pulled a cherry out of the pocket. So yeah, let's play again.
Yeah, that's pretty
Ew, they smelled the banana. It's so
Offensive.
gross.
That's fairly offensive.
Are you guys gonna? Do you guys want to eat that Sunday?
You're canceled. I'm sorry. We are going to have to cancel you for showing this.
I mean, is this really what they think that women are?
This is how sick and depraved and craven humanity is in general terms, easy to access, because this is mainstream entertainment, prime time mainstream. Adults watch this for entertainment. That's how normalized, like, giant titties on a man pulling cherries out of their crotch is on TV. That's just, wow. We are fucking down the fucking rabbit hole, folks.
Yeah.
You used to have to pay 5 cents to see fucking crazy shit like that. Now,
to me, it's just really insulting to women, especially with everything that's happening right now. How there are trans women who are taking medications that they're having side effects, and they're feeding that secretion to babies. And then to have this on national television, I mean, how much work went into this to make this costume of a woman that squirts whipped cream out of the nipples? I mean, like, really?
it's just pretty fucking gnarly on its face. Like,
This is supposed to be entertainment?
it's bad.
I mean, God. It just doesn't. It doesn't sit well with me. I don't know. What do you guys think
I
of
don't
that?
know. You know, I used to goof on,
And I like drag shows.
right. Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I used to goof on the square people that would get all butthurt and upset about seeing something like that. And now it's so far beyond anybody's, like, moral fucking compass that they just don't even fucking pay it any mind. They're just like, whatever. I fucking, it doesn't matter anymore, because gay people can just do what they want, and anybody can do what they want as long as the rest of the people say so. Then they can do whatever they want. They can transition children. They can fucking do all these different things that most of the humanity would look at and be like, that's fucking gnarly. But I used to be indifferent about things like this. I'd be like, whatever. I don't fucking care.
Yeah, to each their own.
Teach their own.
And what has that gotten us? It's gotten us that this is on the mainstream stage.
I think it just has to
Kids
be,
saw that.
something has to be, like, addressed fundamentally on so many fronts that it's like it's just an impossible task to try to reel it all back in. Everything is just off the fucking rails. As bizarre as you can make something and as extreme as you can be, that will help you blow up on YouTube. Whatever the craziest shit you can come up with, that'll help you blow up on TikTok. That will help you become a famous person and earn money and be able to sell merch and stuff and generate income just by being deranged, but like measuredly so. As long as you stay within certain parameters, you can just fucking exponential growth. Like, I've watched all of these kids come up in the last few years that are just like, they have 12 million subscribers and shit now. They just sit back and fucking bank. They don't have to do shit.
Okay, so my thing is how soon is it going to be that this is going to be a mainstream thing, where the drag shows that are being shown to kids, that this is going to be a more common thing there?
It is
If
already.
it's not necessarily this exact show and what they just showed, I haven't seen that in front of kids. I've seen some really messed up things in front of kids, and I've also seen drag queens that just read to kids.
Right.
Okay. So I'm not saying that all of anybody is doing anything. That's not what I'm saying. I'm not making blanket statements. I don't do that. But I am saying that there is inappropriate things happening in front of children. If this is happening on television,
Yeah, that's
I need to remember, like how come this is okay?
Right.
But like when remember like when there was that costume malfunction with like Janet Jackson on stage,
End of the world.
and that was like just the end all be all of a natural woman having a costume malfunction.
Carlin in the late 80s, in the 90s, had the fucking 7 dirty words you can't say on television. Oh, but how drastically has that fucking changed? You know, you can say the dirty words. You know, is it
I mean,
shit, piss, cocksucker, motherfucker, and tits?
it's just, yeah, not only can you do that now, you can see it. You can see all of it. and I'm not a prude. I've helped put on drag shows. I enjoyed them. I would not enjoy them if a child was at it. Absolutely not what I would want. What would I think if I watched that in front of a child? Hell no. Absolutely not.
How come most of the banknotes I spend are covered in some sticky shit?
Ew.
It's better to just wash your hands and not question Oz.
Ew.
Don't spend any time on that because
Ew. Why did you even bring
Never
up
mind.
Oz's comment?
because it's funny. It's disgusting and funny. It's funny because it's disgusting and funny. I wish George Carlin were alive today too, man. Oh God, would he eviscerate these fucking clowns, man? Oh God, he'd be kicked off of Twitter in about 5 seconds. He'd be like, "No, Mr. Carlin, you can't say that," you know, because
you can't say it, but you're witnessing it.
Yeah.
I mean, what the hell is happening?
Can you imagine the fucking bits he could do on this trans shit? Oh my God, he would eviscerate them. He would minimize them to a fucking infinite speck.
I know, yeah, right, yeah, and Janet Jackson has nipples. Oh my God, it's the end of the world. But women have double mastectomies and say that they're males, and then suddenly they're okay to walk around topless. Like, what is like? Are we not seeing the hypocrisy in all of this? Like, oh, suddenly if you just don't have something that's attract, like, you know, like what?
It's gnarly.
This is where we're at.
And tits shouldn't even be on the list. It sounds like a Nabisco snack. Cheese tits, tater tits, now pizza tits. Exactly. Throwback to the George.
Throwback to George. Shout out.
Yeah, big ups
So-
to fucking Carlin, man. Guy was on point. Wish I was paying attention when he was saying the words.
So we covered this, or I covered this yesterday. The hearings on transgender, in parentheses, affirmative care. And I'm going to bring up a clip and show you, and we're going to talk about this because I think it's important to remember what women go through and what's happening. Women are being asked to share their spaces. Women are being told that we need to ignore our boundaries, and then we just need to be okay with it. You know, I'm sorry, we do not have a peaceful society where women are just safe. We don't have it. It's not something that we have. So this is Mr. Cohen from the hearing. Let me see if I think there should be sound to this.
Transgender people have been around for a long time, and they have rights, and they need to be respected. I read Ms. Scanlon's testimony. I wasn't here to hear it, and I think Tim
Super
didn't deal
quiet.
with your situation like they could have and should have, putting up some type of different
You got to turn it up on the thing.
barriers in the women's area of the locker room. But that's another issue. Things should be dealt with in a different way. This is an easy way for people to try to get points. Pick on a minority group that is the most minority and least understood in our country. Transgender.
So what he's talking about here is that there should be a curtain up in female locker rooms. Well, sir, I'm pretty sure that we have dividers to keep the females and the males separate in a locker room. It's called a fucking door.
For to keep the females from the males. You know. What the fuck? Yeah.
So he acknowledges that women need privacy in the locker rooms, but we still need to have men that identify as women in these locker rooms? No. Women are not having it. And so I replied to this because I covered the entire hearing.
Uh-huh.
And I want to remind people of what women are told. We're told to, have your keys ready. If you're walking outside to your car, you have to be careful, right? Like, you can't go jogging at night or walking at night with earbuds in. You can't do that because you might not hear somebody approaching you. You have to have your back. You have to, watch your six. You have to be aware of your surroundings at all times. Carry mace. Don't leave your drink alone at the bar. We're not as physically strong as men, although some women are really strong and we can overpower some men. We aren't the stronger sex. And we should be able to acknowledge that. And we should be able to acknowledge that there are inherent differences between males and females. And it doesn't just boil down to our genitalia. It doesn't just boil down to what hormones we have naturally or otherwise. There's a lot of factors that go into this. We have separate sports for men and women for a reason. We separate sexes for a reason. I mean, I don't even know that I'm completely one that's completely comfortable changing in front of just complete strangers in a locker room either. But, if it's women, at least I'm a little bit less, on guard if I have to do it. I'm not worried about other people, being naked or anything like that. I've been to clothing optional campgrounds and places like that. I've been to drag shows and gay bars and I've lived a life that is not sheltered. But would I want a male coming into a female's locker room space and changing there? No. I don't care if you think you're a woman or not. That still does not entitle you to that space. What hormone do they take when they say that they're doping? Steve, what is it? What is that called? What synthetic hormone are they taking? Really?
I don't remember.
Testosterone?
Testosterone, of course.
Oh my God. What do males naturally have in their bodies?
Testosterone.
Yes, and sometimes there is some women that have a testosterone. Women with PCOS and other conditions can have more, but we don't have it at the level that men have it. Men have testosterone. Your bodies were made to have testosterone. Women's bodies that take testosterone, it causes vaginal atrophy. It causes all kinds of heart issues, lung issues. We've covered this a lot on the show before. Yeah, women have some testosterone too. Yes, Lady Alex. Yes. It's not the same as how much the men have, though. There's a reason why men have shorter lives than women. They're, our genders, our sexes are not assigned at birth. A doctor doesn't come in and magically assign it to us. That happens at conception. Conception is what determines what sex we will be when we develop. If there's an abnormality, then we might have some sort of birth defect or whatever that happens. But for the most part, you're going to have either a male or a female. And that's very basic. I mean, when they talk about ovaries and things, they talk about this with the plants and other animals. You know, if you actually look into the biology of plants and stuff, they'll talk about the flower's ovaries and all of these, the reproductive system, right? Because that's exactly what it is. We have these reproductive organs. And just because you don't have them, or you haven't had your period, or you got your period and you went through puberty, or you're menopausal, postmenopausal, it doesn't matter. You're still you're the same sex your whole life, and that's identified by a lot of different things. It's not just like just your genitalia. It's one factor. It's your chromosomes. It's how your bones develop. It's how everything. Same with the male. Your bodies are made to have that testosterone from the beginning, because that's how it works. Yes, the sperm is the one that determines. And like when the conception happens as well, like, 'cause I've done family planning, so like whether or not when the woman is ovulating, because it has to happen when a woman is ovulating. There's 4 stages to the menstrual cycle, and when the woman is ovulating, you can actually determine this by taking your temperature and things like that. It's not always 100% accurate, but it's pretty damn accurate. That you can, if you track your cycle, you'll know exactly when you're ovulating or not. And if the sperm reaches the egg, like, you know, if it happens before the ovulation, usually ends up being a boy. Closer to the ovulation is usually female, or male or female closer to the ovulation. It's really interesting how our reproductive systems work, and you have to have one of each to get it together. It's pretty amazing. But my point with this is that as a female, I can't speak for males, but I can tell you as a female, I was told to always have, you know, like, have your keys ready when you go outside. Be aware of your surroundings. Don't leave your drink unattended at a bar, because, you know, you're vulnerable. You know, when we go to the bathroom as females, if we just go in to pee, we have to remove clothing. We're in a vulnerable place. We're not standing at a urinal like a man. It's completely different for us. And so, like, we need to understand that there are inherent differences between the sexes. We're not other animals and creatures that can change their sex. That's not us. We're not seahorses.
I wish I was a seahorse.
You wish you were a seahorse? So I'm in this thread, and I'm talking about this, like, just, you know, as a woman, because they're talking about women being in a vulnerable position when they're in a locker room. This was testimony when it was females that were talking about Leah Thomas, who is 6'4", biological male swimmer, who is still intact, by the way. Is you know, in the female locker rooms. And the women were told it doesn't matter. They were told it doesn't matter what you say, what you object to, your boundaries do not matter. I'm not okay with that. I'm not okay with women just having to just suck it up. You know, oh, too bad. You know, put yourself in a vulnerable place. And then I have people coming at me and telling me that women have to be careful with what they wear. Because what you wear might attract the attention of perverts. To me, that's wrong to tell women that they can't wear something. No, I'm sorry. Other people need to learn self-control. We as a society need to do better, and we need to not be making excuses for people who can't control themselves. It's absolutely disgusting. And so I had grown men coming at me telling me that more men are assaulted in the streets. And I said, well, by whom? Who are they assaulted by? Is it women or men that are assaulting them? And this person that is behind, an account with 0 followers and 3 that they're following, obviously a burner account. So they're a coward. So they say, does that matter? Men are still the prime targets of violence, regardless of who their attacker is. And I said, my point is that it does matter. Because it's not statistically, it's shown that it's the men who are attacking not just the men, but also the women. At higher numbers. That is just statistics. That is just proven. That doesn't mean that every man is violent. It doesn't mean that every man is out of control. But it's something that as a woman you have to be completely aware of and be careful. But I had grown men, or at least they appear to be grown men, coming at me and wanting to, put me in my place for speaking up. Absolutely ridiculous. This is about young girls not wanting a 6'4" male changing in their room, in their locker room with them. But here comes the crybabies to tell me that when I'm talking about my experience as a woman, I'm not speaking for any male because I'm not a man. I'm not speaking for other women because I'm not other woman. I am who I am. I'm speaking from my own personal experience.
How dare you?
I have a taser. I have mace. I have the skills to do what I need to do if something were to happen. I'm a survivor of sexual assaults. And it wasn't because I was wearing something provocative or doing something wrong. It's because there are some people that violate other people. It happens. It's not the person's fault. I mean, like, where are we at right now in society where this is just like, this is where we're at? How is this? And then I have them coming after me like, oh, well, this is typical for feminists and this and that. It's like, wait a minute, where did I make that claim? There's just so much assumptions and bullshit. So whereas I had like a really awesome day, I got, like surprise gifts and like won prizes. I have these other people that are just completely trying to tear down our fundraiser so I can continue doing what we're doing. People wanting to just come at me sideways for every little thing. And it's absolutely ridiculous. We need to do better. women's safety should be a thing that is protected. And if you remember earlier in the show, I was saying how the trans rights activists gave us the name TERF. Steve, did you want to say anything about what is happening
What
with
is happening?
with the males entering into the female spaces? Would you ever do that? What would you do if you saw a male going in after Skyla or I, or and like any of the kids, like just going into a space after them, or just what would you think?
It would have to depend on a lot of things, but if it was like an obvious creepy dude going into the girls' bathroom, I would definitely, probably insert myself into that situation. And if it was somebody who was just trying to go to the bathroom and that was like the most easy way for them to do that or whatever, then it would, you know what I mean? It would be situational. It wouldn't just be like, well, you're a boy, you can't go in the girls' room, because I have peed and done lines in allegedly in the girls' room, in the past, and don't cancel me, but it's true. And nobody said, hey, you fucking weirdo, you can't go in there. But I wasn't like, I wasn't being a creeper weirdo either. So it's all about what people's intentions are. And there has to be some measure, some modicum of fucking safety for women, because it's not right that dudes who, on Tuesday tell you they're a woman, and then on Thursday they're wearing a dress in the ladies' room, being inappropriate. That's not okay. That's absolutely just as gross as anything I could think of. It's fucked up. So there has to be some kind of solution. Got to be a solution. I'm all for having one bathroom that is for everyone, and you can only use it one at a time. Sorry, it's like a gas station. Fucking deal with it.
For females, the bathroom is like, it's a very vulnerable place for us. I know that men like to go in there quick and just go in and go out, and sometimes that is what it is for women. But other times, if we go in there, we're wearing pants, we have to take our pants off. You know what I mean? Unless you guys are sitting down to pee,
right? And won't anybody think of the aliens? Liam Balbrick brings it up. Damn, nobody thought to ask that guy what the aliens' pronouns were.
I know.
People are so insensitive on this planet. I think we just need a little more sensitivity.
I have people that want to know what my dog's pronouns are.
Oh, dog's pronouns. That's going to be the name of my new band. Dog's pronouns.
And I'm serious. I've talked about this a couple times.
Could be a new genre we start. It's going to
people meet the dog and they're like, oh,
turf rock.
And they they go to look under to see what genitalia the dog has. Right? Like they physically will try to bend over to see what the genitalia the dog has.
They will check out your dog's junk right in public with no qualms. They'll lift up your dog. If you got a little dog, they'll lift them up. You're like, oh, what kind of are you working with here?
Yeah.
They're like mechanics. They're like dog junk mechanics. They look up under their tails and stuff. Like, what are you doing, bro?
And here's the thing: when it comes to people who are, behaving a certain way in a bathroom, like we can't visually see. There's no like sign above somebody's head that says, "Oh, hey, my intentions are good. My intentions are good." We don't know what somebody's intentions are.
Maybe we can have those questionable people have there could be a sign next to the ladies' room that says my intentions are good, and you have to pick it. You have to put a quarter in and get the sign and walk around 3 times, and so everybody knows it's just a white flag. It says my intentions are good, and it has like angel wings on it or something, so everybody thinks it's good. No. All right. Well, I'm spitballing.
Your idea sucks. Right. So, there is a lot of battleground. There's a lot of battles that are happening right now. I mean, and this issue keeps coming up. Well, who's going to police the bathrooms? I don't think anybody wants to police the bathrooms or check anyone's chromosomes or their genitalia to know if they're going in the right bathroom. But like we as a society we have gone backwards with this.
Only creepy guys want and girls want to be bathroom cops. I'm just saying.
I don't want to be checking anybody, but I also don't want to feel like if I go into a bathroom that somebody's going to like be in there that shouldn't be.
Yeah.
I mean, there was times where I know friends of mine at the casino, there were females in the female bathroom that were trying to get like pictures of women using the bathroom. And this is females that were in the bathroom that worked at the casino, because they had somebody else paying them to get these pictures to do it. So they were doing it to customers. And I know of somebody that was a victim of that. So it's not just that it's just males, but it does lessen the amount. If you look at the statistics and you know, like, I've never been sexually assaulted by a woman, but have I been sexually assaulted by a man? Go ahead and, you know, most people, most of the time, it does appear to come from one gender, and that's what the statistics say.
I think the bathroom cops are the very same people that check out your dog's junk. Also, I don't want that job, and I would definitely question anyone who was excited to get that job.
Well, yeah, I don't.
All I'm saying.
I don't want anybody. I'm
not insinuating. I'm trying to.
I don't want anyone checking me.
I don't know that bathroom cops are the way forward with this issue, but
I also know that there's females that present more of a like that are lesbians or that present more masculine, feminine, more masculine females, and now they're being questioned. Whether or not that they should, like they're like, oh my gosh, am I going to get like, attacked for going in this bathroom? It's the wrong bathroom by somebody. Like it's a real thing. Like it's actually putting women that belong in that bathroom at risk, because there are people that want to be going into those bathrooms that shouldn't be.
In a world where a person can't use the bathroom without an androgynous looking bathroom cop to shake them down first.
I don't know if that's
I don't think it's androgynous people that are doing that, Steve.
No. But you were just mentioned like, butch looking lesbians who are sometimes
they're not the ones doing the thing, the policing. They're the ones that are concerned.
What kind of bathroom cop do you need then? I
don't want a bathroom fucking cop. I want society that fucking respects people. Stop. So this is a tweet from the Authentic Turf K. She's really awesome. So she's taken on the name Turf. She has taken it. So this is a truth honk. I believe she's in Scotland. Oh, I want to say that it's Scotland. Hi Kay, if you're watching later. So this is a tweet that she put out, and I think this was from today. The date will be down here, but it says, "Truth honk. The photo you see here has been used as an example of how manly trans men are. Well, I would certainly agree that these women don't have a feminine appearance. Let's stop diddling around." Dithering around the truth. What makes a man different to us women? Broad shoulders, strong jaw, the any bits at the hips. I have no idea what this male exclusive phenomenon is referred to. Capable hands. Now let's preemptively eliminate the dysphoria. Darvo, I am a woman. I have broad shoulders, ex-swimmer. I have big hands and a strong jawline. I have good muscle tone, but I have never once been mistaken for a man. That was Kay talking about her own personal we all have our own personal preferences and ideas around masculinity. But I can assure you, looking at these women, I see lady hips, lady chests that are mutilated, lady neck, lady size head, lady traps, lady skin, lady collarbones, lady everything. I am definitely not interested in what's in their pants. The further dear dysphoric ones is that you can't make our senses lie to us. Doesn't matter how kind it is, we can see. And it's true.
It is true. Those guys don't look very dude-like. They look like they're all you know what it is? The body shape is like when you're 14 and you haven't really gone through puberty yet. If you were a guy, you know what I mean? Like when those muscles and those muscle groups and start to grow on your shoulders and different, you know what I mean? You fill out as you get older as a male like that. Like that's why you have broader shoulders by the end, because you have more developed muscles on the ends of your fucking where the bones are. You know what I mean? Like because of those hormones and stuff. And these people in this photo just look like they just stopped growing when they were like 13
They
or
look
14.
prepubescent.
They do. They look like little boys. Not men.
So it's just some food for thought from the authentic turf.
Angela said, I had a troll come on my page saying that South Park was for people who had brainworms. I think it was their brainworms talking. Your brainworms told you to say that.
So I'm in the side of like, to each their own. If you're not hurting other people, then then that's fine. I just want people to have informed consent. I hope that they are truthful about things and that they are respectful of everybody, including the sex that they are trying to emulate. I think that that's important. And you know what? It's funny because they've labeled lesbians as non-men loving non-men. Well, by that category, it could be my male dog and my male cat are lesbians now. It's not men's language that's being erased. It's the women's language that's being erased. There's an intersectionality that's overcrosses women. The trans rights overcross into women's rights now. There's people within the LGBT community that I've been talking about. I'm part of that community, and there's a lot of conversation about cutting away from the rest of the TQ community and why people feel that way. Well, we're going to be addressing that more and exploring that in the future, because it's we need to talk about these things. We need to talk about these hard things and why there's a difference between the lesbian and the gays and the bis and transsexuals or transgender. If the transsexual or the transgender person is lesbian, gay, or bi, then of course they're still within the LGBT community. But us, inherently, it is about our sexuality, where transsexual or transgenderism is not. And so people want to separate the two and just have a clean break from the rest of that because it's not representative of us. We've actually lost approval. Like it's like down like 20%. We're losing support of the LGBT community because of the people that are doing the things that are extreme, like they're doing the drag shows, like they're doing them in front of children, and they're everyone's trying to make this a right-wing political talking point. It's not. It's a right or wrong. And it's absolutely insane to me that they're going after they're going after the people that are speaking out and being and relabeling us. I mean, my gosh, I get called a Nazi like every day. I get called a bigot every day that I'm on Twitter. I get called transphobic. That's just a regular day on Twitter. I was called sexist also today for standing up for, women not having biological males in the locker room.
Snowy's being inappropriate. He's a bad boy.
Snowy is a bad boy. Oh my gosh. You gotta save your lesbian jokes for when I have my lesbian guest on.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. She was not feeling well, so she wasn't able to come on and do the show. So I put this one together. I hope that you guys enjoyed watching with us. Yes.
Snowy's like,
I hope you come prepared, Snowy, with some dirty jokes when we have, when we do a dirty burrito after dark.
Dirty burrito after dark.
All right. Was there anything else that you wanted to talk about?
that I wanted to talk about. Well, let's see. What was I talking about earlier that I was talking about?
You were talking about music stuff.
I know. I was talking about music stuff, about other stuff. I forget. It's fine. We'll do another stream. And then we'll remember what it was that we were streaming the first time.
Speaking of, everybody, if you're new here and you haven't checked out Steve's channel, you should check it out. It's really easy to find.
That's right.
I think the link is in the description, and you can find him on all the social media platforms at Steve Cutler Live. It's so easy to find him.
Yeah, I'm all over the place. You can find me at hashtag Steve Cutler Live also, and hashtag Steve Cutler Live _ for you TikTokers out there on the TikToks. Yeah, it's different though. It's different for girls, Oz. Like we were talking about the thing of, back in the day, in the early 80s, for me anyway, and probably all through the 70s, there was a thing where gay men didn't really have the kind of scene, like they didn't have like Tinder and they didn't have all these hookup things. So they would like literally cruise places. And these are like craven deplorables. You know what I'm talking about? These are not your average gay men. These are like predator type people, right? That will take a chance and pick up a teenager hitchhiking on the road just to try to offer them a blowjob. Like this happened to me fucking so many times that I thought it was funny after a while, because I was like, don't try to blow me. I would say that as I got in the car, you know what I mean? Like it got to be that commonplace. And it was a real thing that happened all in like growing up in Connecticut, it happened in Florida in the same way. It's the same mentality, right? These are the people that like would sit in fucking wait in chat rooms and prey on fucking kids, right? These are the same people. So we would fucking punch them in the fucking nuts or sock them in the fucking jaw, whatever you had to do to fight this asshole off of you. And they're generally like older dudes and stuff too. So it was like they were just trying to prey on a younger buck. You know what I mean? Kind of like that, I guess a dominance thing.
Yeah, they were going after, the young people that they thought wouldn't be able to identify them in their regular life.
Right.
And that you were in a vulnerable position to do that. Right. The same people that want to go in and do awful things in the female bathroom. because they do that as well. And I've
the
seen
same thing. That's what I'm talking about. And the Oz was like, I wish women could handle those kinds of forms of rape as well as men. And I'm like, that's not the same thing when it's a dude. When you're a dude and that person is a dude trying to fucking get over on you, it's more like a fucking, fight or flight fucking reaction. It's lizard brain. You're gonna fucking react and stop their fucking airflow. That's my goal when somebody fucking presents that option to me. I just immediately reacted. It's not a thing. And women are at a disadvantage just physically to fucking contend with that. I'm not saying that they don't handle it with humor and fucking grace, because I'm sure that they fucking do constantly.
we
Way
need
more
to
than
work
men.
on a society where we don't have to
Right.
fight off predators.
Yes.
We need to
Where the
not.
predator doesn't feel at ease.
Yeah, where the
They were
predator
so at
doesn't.
ease at fucking hitchhikers on the road, man. That's why nobody hitchhikes anymore. They're like, oh yeah, it's because all these crazy guys. Those crazy guys were probably sick of getting fucking raped and said, fuck you, I'm gonna kill every one of these motherfuckers that pick me up. You see what I'm saying? There's repercussions to these things, and if they're left unchecked, then you end up where we are now, and it's that's why we're making a fuss about it.
That's
because-
why self-ID is such a problem.
Right, exactly.
Because if anybody can self-ID into a protected class of people, then what are they going to do? They're going into women's prisons. Males are going into women's prisons. They are raping the women in the women's prisons, and they're getting them pregnant. You cannot consent while you're in prison.
Sounds like blowjob wonderland. Well, if you were into that sort of thing, Salty, and welcome back, Salty, by the way. Yeah, it's really weird talking to people my age or older. Like, we all experience that. Like, most people, if you were like a wanderer fucking hippie fucking kid like I was, and you wanted to fucking get the fuck away from where you were and go somewhere else and be on the road and stuff and be kind of a fucking hippie gypsy, you were at the mercy of these fucking predators, man. They were trying to get you. And you had to either fucking fight them or fucking,
Well, I remember just being a teenager walking it was like a half a mile to my friend's house. It was like a not a super rich Connecticut area, but lower, maybe middle class. You know what I mean? I guess I don't know.
Are you not aware of your privilege?
I don't know if we would be considered even middle class.
Okay, fair enough. That's right where I lived.
But anyway, what I'm trying to get at is that I would be a teenager walking down the street to go to my girlfriend's house. I'm a minor. I'm 15, 14. And I would have guys hooting and hollering at me. I wasn't wearing something that was provocative or that was showing too much. But that is it was never women that were coming at me.
Well, that's how it goes. It's fucking crazy. People are fucking crazy. And you know what? They're just getting crazier. Seems like there's no level, there's no bottom to how fucking debauched and crazy.
No, there's men breastfeeding babies.
Cartoon. I mean, that video that you just showed earlier was as depraved as anything I've seen on fucking national television. That's widely accepted as normal and funny, and that's cute. And so fucking gross. Lower magnetic field, exactly. Nobody's, these people are not vibrating at the fucking proper levels, man. We have to vibrate at higher levels together.
If people can't see that something is wrong with our society right now, and that our society is expressing a sickness outwardly, our society is expressing sickness. And we're not helping the people that need it. And we're not protecting the weak and the vulnerable.
Yeah. It's like
We're not protecting the elderly. We're not protecting the children. We're not protecting the women. I'm sorry, guys. We need masculinity. We need men that are going to stand up to the plate and say, oh, I need to help stand up and protect my mother, my sisters,
Yeah, my daughters.
my daughter, my wife, my girlfriend, whatever, my aunt, my cousin. The women need you to stand up. And the women need to stand up. And we need to protect everybody.
Let's vibrate at a higher level. People, ready? Begin. I've seen more depraved, Steve. Well, I don't doubt that because that's just surface, man. That's just what's on the fucking TV, bro. That's not even like, that's just a barometer.
I'm not going into all my personal trauma because I'm just not going to do that here. But I've experienced some really awful stuff in life. Like, I'm just saying.
Yeah, everybody's got fucking trauma.
Yeah.
We've all been through it, and it just keeps getting weirder and more fucked up for everyone. Like, it just seems like you know what I mean? Like how you fucking make it through something fucking 20 years ago, and you're like, these people are still fighting the same exact fucking shit, only now it's 200 times more against them because they're being inundated with chemicals and fucking horrible things, and it's just the desire to bottom out this existence. It's like the planet is aching for a restart. That's why, like, Salty's like, it's just the magnetics, man.
Oh, I think it's beyond. It's not just one of anything. It is so many. This is multi-layered. This is years and years. This is before this all started long before any of us were even a twinkle in our parents' eye and before they were a twinkle in their parents' eye. Okay. This has been going on for a long time. This is all part of an agenda. It's nothing new. This is just a piece of the puzzle.
Yeah.
But where is our breaking point?
That's the point.
At what point are we like, oh, okay, we've had enough of this with society. There's enough of us that are pissed off and aware of it, that we care, that will stand up against it. Because the people who are standing up against it, like we showed at the beginning of this episode, is that we're getting censored. We're getting attacked. I'm getting it from both sides. It's affecting us financially. Speaking up.
Yeah.
And that's why I ask for help. That's why I ask for mutual aid. That's why I ask for people to share.
Because we need help. Because
we need help.
Everybody needs fucking help. This is not just us. This is everyone needs to fucking pay attention and try to make us all vibrate at a higher level. It's a multi-dimensional fucking thing that's happening. It's not just one level.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. This is all part of a larger strategic plan. If you start looking into like who owns these corporations, who do you think owns Etsy? Who do you think their investors are? What investment firms come to mind immediately?
Starts with a B.
Yeah. If you're thinking Vanguard, BlackRock, what?
Blackstone, BlackRock. Lots of black hands.
Yeah. It's always the same names. They're, like. And man, it can feel really overwhelming. And like, you can go, where do I even focus? Where do I put my energy? There's so many things that are happening. That's the point. So I feel like where you focus your energy on what you tackle, it has to be where's your heart with? Because There's people that are fighting heavily for many different causes. All good causes, but there are many different causes that people fight for. Within the United States, within other countries, within like a global thing. What we're fighting when we're talking about children not transitioning, we're talking about something that's a global scale. When I'm talking about women's rights, I'm talking about beyond just my rights. I'm talking about women, all women. Half of the population. We all have a mother. We all have a father. We may not know them, but we have them. Because it took those two people to bring us into this world.
And why can't that be the deciding thing? Like, oh.
Well, I love when these people ask me, what is a female? And I say, your mom. And I feel like it's like, a mom joke now. It's like, your mom? Do you not understand inherently what a female is and inherently what a male is?
You're a mom. That's what she said.
No, the freaking aliens, dude. No. They're already, I think, okay, here's my theory. I think the aliens are already living among us. They have been for a long time. And they've had this information and they pull it out when it's convenient to cover up for something else. So, we have to pay attention to see what that something else could be. But when they pull the alien card, they're acknowledging something that we all, like they've denied to people for how long? And why do they keep things classified like that? Why do they do that? They want to keep control over us. They want to have information that they can leak out at appropriate times. It's all part of a ploy. Your mom, listen, it's yo mom. Yo mama. Remember how like many yo mama jokes there were? There was no questions about the sexes when, it was yo mama jokes in the 90s. Why can't we tell the difference between sexes so easily?
Evolution.
Yep.
Billions of years of development.
And it's a natural instinct. For women, like I know for me, I learned it firsthand, the experience of like having to, be aware when you're out after dark because someone might try to attack you. I think the first time somebody like that I knew from my neighborhood that tried to come after me like that, I was 13. And I was riding my bike home. And I lived in New Jersey. Like, I don't know, a regular like neighborhood growing up. And one of the neighborhood boys saw me. It was my friend's older brother. And he tried to assault me. And luckily, I didn't just freeze, and I used my bike as a weapon. And I got him really hard in the balls. I didn't go home and like tell my mom. I went to his mom's house the next day. Yeah. I was 13 and I decided that the best thing I could do was go and talk to his mom because I thought like he needed to get some kind of like help for it. And I remember sitting down in their living room, and they had, like they had like one of these the vaulted like ceiling. Like I just remember that living room feeling really small in that room, and sitting there with this boy who assaulted me the night before his mom, and telling her. And instead of like acknowledging it or like getting him some help, she, like or suggesting that in any way, she denied it. Of course. It's like, lady, I didn't call the cops. I'm a 13-year-old girl. What benefit would I have to say that your child that is older than me, still also a minor, I think he was 16, assaulted me? What benefit is that to me? It wasn't. It ended up coming out, I think, to like a school counselor. And then, I ended up telling my mom what happened. But I tried to just handle it on my own because that's how I was kind of like absentee, like raised, I guess. I handled my own shit. Like I've just always been that person that if something happens, someone pisses me off, I'm going to go to that person and I'm going to talk to them. Someone hurts me, I want to tell them. Like I just always been the one to have the conversation. But yeah, the mom just completely denied it. The school was like, "Oh, well, if he does it again, then we'll do something." So, that mother failed me. The school failed me. Everybody failed me when I was younger. And we need to do better. And that just like set me up for being somebody that didn't report things that happened to me, because why would I? So, all right. I think we're gonna wrap up for the night.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Please hit that like button, whatever platform you are watching from. We appreciate it. If you want more information about what we covered on the show tonight, we'll put the links below so you can check it out. Is there anything else, Steve? Sunday night, I have a veteran coming on, and we're going to talk about PTSD and psychedelics and the fight they're going against to make it legal for veterans with PTSD and traumatic brain injuries to be treated with mushrooms and other psychedelics and stuff. So I think that's a really cool way where it kind of crosses over, something that, we believe in. We believe in the psychedelics, and, so I think it would be a really amazing thing. And if we get it for our military, then, we would probably be able to get it for the people and the people that need it, like to treat other, brain injuries and things like that for people. So I'm really excited to talk with my guests on Sunday about that.
Thanks everybody for listening. Did you check out that podcast I sent you? and lucky on psychedelics. I have not yet. I will.
Yeah, we'll check that out. All right, everybody. We will see you all very soon.
Good night, everybody.